So Pink Sphynx is my wee media production company. Okay, you're ready now. Sign up for Company's House. And I was just like, no, shut the laptop. We have a family Sphinx called Jinxie. She is basically everything that I kind of wanted to associate with my business. My granny especially is my biggest cheerleader. Yeah. She's like waiting for me to go to the Oscars. The ridiculous time pressures of doing it in 48 hours.
Yes.
So stressful. Don't recommend. But also do recommend because the festival's amazing.
Yeah. Welcome back. It's 2026. It's February. Unfortunately, it's still this face and still this voice that you're going to hear as Seasonal Discussions makes its return. I hope you had a wonderful festive period. I hope you had a wonderful new year. I hope you're as fed up with the snow as I was during that short period. And now the wind and rain can also follow it as far as it goes. Enough of the negatives. We're here for the positives. We're here to promote businesses and creatives and awesome people like Erin Walker from Pink Sphynx Media. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
It's quite late in the day for us recording one of these.
It sure is. I know. I'm so sorry. But...
No, not at all. You're a busy human being. It's not just Pink Sphynx. You've got so much going on just now, which we'll get into. But how was your festive period? Did you survive the snowfall? And how was Christmas in general?
Christmas was beautiful. It was really nice. Lots of family, eating, overeating and over drinking. Yeah. I have quite a big family, so we all get together and there was about 12, 15 of us, just around the table eating and doing all sorts. So really wholesome. I think I got maybe like 2 days out the whole festive period to myself when I took 2 weeks off. So yeah.
The math ain't mathing there. How did you get 2 days out of 2 weeks?
Exactly my question. So I ask myself every time, but I've got a lot of birthdays around then, grandparents and my dad. So
yeah.
And then we're just a party family, so we do a lot of socializing. So yeah.
Did you have to cook for the 12 to 15?
I did not.
No, it's okay.
I was but a guest, and I made a trifle though.
Fine.
Controversial. I make a trifle without jelly. So
I mean, as long as you don't make it like, Rachel from Friends and start putting mincemeat or whatever it is that she puts in, or mince and mash or whatever goes in there, you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, not like that. But yeah, survived the snow just about. We were pushing cars out of our not drive, but like the road where I used to live, just dipped all the directions, and cars were getting stuck left, right, and centre. So that was my agenda for a few days.
Yeah, because you say where you used to live, you've moved recently as well, just to add to your own workload of things. Why? Like, was it just a case of timing for contracts changing hands and stuff, or was this just this is when we're going to move because we haven't got enough going on?
It's always been on the cards to move, but we've been looking for a while, and then the owner of the house was basically like, "Oh, I can move mid-January," and I was like, "Oh, that's a lot sooner than we expected."
Like, I'm glad you can.
And I was like, "Oh, that's really nice." So I'm actually kind of glad though, because I feel like I'm just going to get busier, and it's one of these things that you just put off and put off. So it's probably best just to get it out of the way. So still trying to get settled and everything. Unpacked the last box at the weekend, so that's good. So
that's officially moved in now.
Yes, not living out of a box anymore, so it's good.
Is it an upsize from where you were before as well, or is it just like more space to yourselves?
Yeah, it's a bit of an upsize. We were in a flat before, two-bedroom flat, so it's future-proofing, people would say probably.
Good planning.
Yes, so we're excited. Excited to get decorating and making it feel like ours. So.
Do you think it'll ever feel, see, this is the issue I've always had with like moving into a house, even if it's not a new build, if you're moving into something that's there, it's that fear of never feeling like it's done. Like you'll start decorating one room and it takes so long to go from those rooms, especially if you've upsized and you've now got more rooms to deal with. By the time you do that last room, so much time has passed. You're like, well, that first room we did is now outdated as well. Does it need to go back? Do you have like a time frame where you're going, this is what I want to get done decoration-wise or refit-wise that you're sticking to, or is it just as you go?
As we go at the minute. As any person will probably know from buying, you're skint as soon as you've bought places. It's just a case of getting the necessities. We don't have curtains for our bedroom at the moment, so that's the biggest pet peeve right now. So that's the first thing, and then my husband is doing up his office first, so he wants a proper man cave scenario. So he is ripping up carpets, putting floors in, and painting stuff. So that's his project. So I think the actual house decorating will be on pause until that's
done.
which is fair enough, because he doesn't feel like he's properly like moved in, because he's not wanting to put all this stuff into an office that's not even done up. So he's just going to crack on and get it done first.
Get it out of the way. On the plus side, I suppose, at least you say not having curtains in the bedroom, obviously a slight problem, but at least it's not in the middle of summer.
No.
Where the sun's rising at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning and you're getting woken by daylight. At least there's still an element of darkness to keep you going a little bit.
The natural shade of darkness, yeah. But yeah, we're quite lucky that way. I think there's a DIY like blanket hanging up on the window right now, just to act as some form of cover.
Yeah.
But there's definitely I know there's some housewarming gifts vouchers on the way from grandparents. That'll be going straight to curtains.
I like him as well. Like, he's already started work on the office, but there's still no curtains up in the bedroom yet.
It has only been a week, so we're finding our feet. So
to be fair, it's one of those where you want it to feel like a house, and sometimes curtains are a finishing touch. Like, I lived in a flat, admittedly it was on the 18th floor of a high rise, and I stayed there for 4 years and never had curtains. But then I was on the 18th floor of a high rise. I'm like, who can see in my window?
Exactly.
The issue you get with that is when the council are doing work to the building, and you've got the guys on those things that come up the side for doing the windows, and you wake up on the 18th floor at 8:30 with some guy walking past your window. I have never jumped out of bed so quickly in all my life. That's a mission.
That would be pretty terrifying, actually.
Especially high vis and a hard hat. You're like, hang on, what? What have I got going on here? So yeah, definitely curtains advisable at certain points, depending on where you are, I suppose.
Exactly.
Have you got a plan for like an office for yourself as well in the space? Or
yeah, the house actually came with an office space kind of already from the previous owners, so I've kind of nabbed that. It's quite a nice little nook. I don't need anything like too big and in your face, so it's a nice little nook. It'll just hold my desk and all my stuff, and then I'll need to buy some storage for my camera equipment and try and make a nice like charging station and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I want it to be like me and have, I've bought a lot of prints and paintings and things over the times, and I've just never like hung them up, and I really want to get them framed and put up and just make it feel nice. So yeah, make it home and make it work at the same time. Because do you just primarily for Pink Sphynx anyway, I would imagine, which we'll get into the background of in a minute, you probably do a lot of the work, the editing side of things from home, I would imagine, as opposed to going into our Union Street and making use of the equipment there. Yeah. Does your husband work from home, or is he out and about? Or yeah, he's worked from home as well. So we're both work from home people quite a lot of the time. It was great, actually. We do quite like it. Yeah. Do you still feel you need that separate space away from each other, though, to get the work done? I'm quite disciplined with with that. We're both actually quite good at that. So I think it's more just he's quite into his games and things. Oh, okay. He likes his space in the evenings, and fair enough to him. Fair. Also with me as well, editing is a lot of. I don't edit a lot with headphones on. So it's a lot of like on repeat. Okay. And he goes, if I have to listen to that person one more time saying that they like this coffee, or this thing, I'm gonna blow up. And I was like, well, yeah. See, that's quite a unique thing, though. I must admit, you're the only person I've spoken to on the editing side of things that works without headphones. Most of the folks I know, admittedly, we're more audio, radio based, so it is primarily with headphones on. But do you find that you're able to concentrate a bit better without them then, or is it just what's the reason for working without headphones, if you don't mind me asking? There isn't really one. I think maybe I'm a bit pernickety, but the headphones I find give me sore heads because they squeeze my head. Yeah. So it's like tension headaches almost sometimes. I don't edit with them like all the time. Sometimes I put them on, but I've got two nice stereo speakers that I use that just I feel like I don't know, I just like being in that sort of sound space, I guess, rather than having it around. Just closed in, yeah. I suppose it gives you a bit more of that immersive feel into what you're doing as well, if the sound's actually around you as opposed to just glued to the side of your head. Yeah. I do also think as well, like a lot of my content can sometimes be played at events and things like that, so it's played out of speakers more often within the consumer using like a headphone, for example. So I do sometimes double check it you know, with headphones, just make sure it's all sounding fine. But
Yeah.
a lot of things are watched in silence nowadays, which is kind of sad. So half the time you're like rocking out to this track and you're like, this is great. And it's like, yeah, but they're probably not going to listen to it.
Yeah. I know, you get to that point where you're like, I have dedicated so much time to finding the right song. Some of the cuts are on the right beats. I've done this. And people are watching it going, nah, skip. You're like, spent so much time on that audio part of it. Please just listen to this. Even if it's like a minute long edit, you're waiting. If you watch it back yourself, you've got like this 5-second bit where you go, I'm really proud of that bit. And it's the one bit where people aren't paying attention. You're like, God damn it. Now I've wasted all of my time. Well, before we go into the depths of the editing side of things and sort of how we work and how things are approached, Pink Sphynx, tell us a little bit more about what that is and how it started.
Yeah, so Pink Sphynx is my wee media production company. It's just me currently. And that started in 2020 during COVID. So I'm a COVID baby. And then, I started straight out of university. So I finished uni in the May time, which was pure lockdown at that point. And I didn't really know well, I don't think a lot of people did, but what the hell was going on, especially graduating, like, what am I going to do? And I found that like more jobs were coming off of the likes of Indeed and LinkedIn and stuff rather than being put up and applied for. And I personally didn't really fancy moving or going anywhere further afield during that time, just because it was so like uncertain. So I just took some time out, like everybody did. Was on furlough, and I did a 2-week crash course with the university in the summer. They were putting on a entrepreneurship program, and it was a crash course from basically your A to Z, starting a business. And I was just doing that to pass the time, and then they had a really good, I work really well with to-do lists, so they had a checklist system of like each chapter, and I was just working way through each chapter like a little nerd.
Satisfaction of ticking that off.
Yeah, it was actually. I love doing that kind of thing, and it just kept my mind occupied. Before I knew it, it got to like the final chapter, and it just said, okay, you're ready now, sign up for Company's House. And I was just like, no, shut the laptop, push the laptop away. And I was like, okay, no.
You got jump scared a horror movie.
This was just for fun. What are you talking about? So then I talked, like by this point, well, because it was summer, things were starting to like open up again, and I was still going back to my job at the time, and then spoke to my family, and they were just kind of like, what have you got to lose? Like, just do it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I was still lucky enough to be living at home, and my parents were like super supportive as well, so they were all guns blazing for it. They just go for it. I think my mum was a little bit more worried for me. You know, they would just want their kids to do well. And when they hear going self-employed and basically living off savings for however long it is, it's like, oh, she's not doing so well. Uh-oh, yeah.
Waiting for the phone to ring going, oh, here they come. They're back again.
Yeah, pretty much. So I just signed up effectively, and then that was it. Pink Sphynx was born. Dad knew I was a graphic designer, got chatting. She gave me like mates rates and did my logo for me. And at the time, I think she charged me like £300 or something. And I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. Because my dad worked in oil and gas. He was like, Erin, £300 is not a lot of money.
It's like, sorry?
And what I've come to realize is, no, £300 is not a lot of money.
Well,
to some people it is, but in like the business scheme, it's not. And it's paid, like, I've definitely got a massive return on that, because
it's a brand that stands out.
It's a great logo, and she did a phenomenal job, and I love it, and it stands for everything that I...
Where did the name come from?
So we have a family Sphinx called Jinxie, and she is basically everything that I kind of wanted to associate with my business.
Not what you hear often in relation to a cat, admittedly, but yeah, cool, I'm down. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, so she's really vocal. She's fun. She is just lively in general and very social, loving, and they're like all the things that I see myself as.
Yeah.
And I wanted my business to sort of go around, and I wanted to care about my customers and the videos that I make for them. I didn't want it to just be like random stuff that went out.
Yeah.
I wanted it to have a purpose and a message and a story, and really put the attention to detail in to just produce really nice content, I guess. So it actually came from her, but that would be lying in a little sense, because my dad actually came up with the suggestion. It was during that course that I did. One of the workshops was business names. And my dad had said to me in passing, because I was going to be called something like Erin Smith Media or something. And my dad was like, no, you need something that's going to like stand out and be cool, like Pink Sphynx Media. And I looked at him and I was, Dad, are you insane? I'm just not calling myself that. That's so weird. And then when it came up in the workshop, it was one of these, put your name in, and then everyone will give like feedback on it. And I thought, okay, screw it, I'll put that one in and see what happens. And the lecturer was like looking through, and he's like, oh, I just saw this really great one. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, Pink Sphynx Media. Okay, everybody tell me what they think about this name. And I was like, oh no,
Like,
here we go. And the response was great. Like everybody in the course was so like receptive, and it was like I was saying everything that I wanted to associate myself with. And then I was just like, oh my God, that's
big sticks.
That's kind of it then, I guess. So it was a bit weird to start like going into business and being like, hi, I'm from Pink Sphynx. I'm like, what?
Excuse me.
But now I just say it with confidence.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of what it's become. So
I think the importance of finding that correct brand and that correct name for a company is so much bigger than a lot of new businesses give it credit for. You know, it can be far too easy to just quickly fall into a 3-letter name that you didn't really plan out properly and think would confuse people. But it's one of those that it has to mean something, especially if you're a small startup coming in by yourself, taking a chance on something. It has to be something that you feel connected to. Otherwise, what's the point?
yeah.
If it's just a name that's there, you're not going to feel anything with it. And if you're not feeling anything with it, then what are you doing?
No, I know. Well, that was it. I mean, it's such a quirky name, and everybody that I say to, it says it stands out, and it's like, well, I guess that's what you want. And I'm a quirky person. I like quirky things. We have a Sphynx cat, which is also kind of weird. So I just wanted, everything around it just fit into place. It was really nice.
So what was that? So were you working in some form of media before you came into doing that sort of thing? So obviously you were saying you were working while you were studying, starting a job there.
No, I didn't do any media stuff before, like media work before I did gymnastic coaching, actually. So I was that since the age of 14.
Okay.
Did that till I left uni. And then I kind of hit that point because I'd done it for so long. I was like, yeah, I need to leave the part-time job. And that's scary. When you leave a part-time job and that's your income for a while, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now I've got to make money.
Now I have to make something of this.
Yeah, exactly. So that was quite a scary jump to take. But I'm kind of glad that I did, because if I went into full-time employment before, I don't know if I would have gone self-employed, you know?
Yeah.
My path would have probably looked completely different. But I always like made stuff on the side, whether that was for uni or just projects in general. Fun
Content for yourself.
Yeah.
I think that it's taking that leap. It's like if your mum had says, you know, take that, just do it. What have you got to lose by trying it? Again, we did the same thing when we started this. We finished college. Neither of us was working at the time, and we just went, we've got two options. We can go and get a job and build up some money and get some savings and then try this, or we just do it. It's like we'd already signed the lease on the office. Well, I had, because brains here again, my impulsiveness takes over far too easily. It's the reason that we have so many different versions of the exact same thing in this office. Because I just say, I might need a slightly different version of it, just in case.
Just in case.
You never know. It'll sit there in a box forever, but my brain just goes, buy it, do it now. That impulsiveness takes over. But just having confidence in yourself, or someone having confidence in you to just take that step and go do it. And I'd imagine the family have probably been your biggest backers since you started this.
100%. Like, my granny especially is my biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
She's like waiting for me to go to the Oscars. And I'm like, Granny, I love the ambition here. But
keep pushing.
she's like, you're going to be the next Spielberg. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe, maybe not. But
Like,
yeah,
it's a chance.
she's on. No, honestly, she's been my biggest cheerleader from the get go. My dad as well. I think my dad potentially secretly wanted to be like run his own business, but just ended up in that job,
Yeah.
corporate job, went up the ladder, never left. So seeing, I guess, one of his kids do it, I guess he's kind of just go for it, like be in charge of your own destiny kind of thing. And that's exactly what it is. Like, I have the freedom to choose which way my path is going. And it's hard at the start because you're like, oh my God, this is not going to work. And you have a lot of self-doubt. But say when things start working and start snowballing, you're like, oh my God, I can literally go any direction I want. I can take it anyway.
Did you have a direction in mind when you started? Was there something specific that you wanted to do with Pink Sphynx? Was it a case of, I want to make films? Did you want to do promotional content for business? Or was it, I'm going to do everything until I find my niche and then focus on that?
Kind of that, to be honest. I think a lot of videographers probably do a similar thing where they hit every genre and every aspect, like, to just make money.
Yeah.
And then,
I'll make short films, I'll make promotional videos, and I'll do that music video over there as well.
To try and just get by, and also just to find what they like. I've just so happened to fall into the more corporate space and sort of short film space. I don't touch weddings with a barge pole.
Fair.
They're not for me. And some people argue, oh yeah, but they're like the storytelling version of, and to some degree they are, absolutely 100%. There's all about storytelling, but the thought of just missing that, first kiss or I just can't deal with that pressure. So I don't touch weddings.
There's no repeatable moments there. You can't just go, can we roll that again just in case? And can we cut that back? The lighting was just slightly off, or your micro. Yeah, it's just not.
So I've assisted in a couple of weddings. That's been enough. They're beautiful and I cry every time, but no. And then, I love making short films, but I didn't have a direction as such, to be honest. I just thought, I just love making content, and I love the feeling I get from a person when they see the finished product.
Yeah.
When they see their vision in front of them, they go, oh my God, I love it. Like, it's everything that I wanted it to be. That is such a nice feeling. Yeah. That you've been able to provide that for them and create that emotion for them. And I've had pieces that, have made people emotional or cry or happy or sad, whatever, and to have, it sounds like, to have that control's the wrong word, but to have that, I guess, for video to have that power, and for you to have such a say in like how people feel when they watch it, is quite a nice response to get. Yeah,
it's an amazing thing for someone to really, that emotional connection to what you've done is better than any form of, it's going to sound daft, but like 5-star review they could leave you online, or some quote or testimonial you could put on your website. Physically seeing and feeling that reaction from someone means this was worth it. Yes, the money was great. This was fine, cool, awesome. But just getting that connection must be a massive, that we don't see it as much through the podcast side of things, but videography side, you're telling a story for everyone. And storytelling, I think, I was at a networking thing last week and I did a 5-minute talk on nothing but storytelling because it's so important. Were you a Game of Thrones fan?
Yeah.
The final king, spoilers, I don't know how spoilers if you haven't seen it by now. The final king who was chosen because he protects and guards everyone's stories and everyone's history and memories. That, as much as I hated the final season, that bit still stuck with me because it shows the importance of actual storytelling. Is that probably one of the more rewarding parts that you find of being able to tell a story effectively that matches that person's vision when they first got you on board?
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of my clients have come to me because they don't necessarily have the skill set to produce it themselves. So they look for somebody who can do that. And I like to get really in depth with people, and I really like to break it down so much. Maybe it's just me being a bit of a perfectionist, but I really like to sit down and chat with the person and really get to the bottom of like why they actually want a video. Like,
Yeah.
are you just getting a video for the sake of it? Or are you getting it because you genuinely think this is the best method? And if it's not, like I do say to them, like, you know, maybe you should try a different method, because I don't know if video is the right thing. It rarely comes about, but if it does, I'm not shy on sending them elsewhere, you know. But yeah, I think it's the center of everything that I try and do, even if it's a corporate interview or corporate talking head. I'm like, how can we make this more interesting?
What
More
do you
human.
want to tell? That's always my big question that I've asked anyone who comes to us for anything. I'm like, not what are you trying to sell, not what is your end goal, what do you want this video to achieve? It's what story are you trying to tell with this piece of content that you want to make? Like, what do you want it to? We'll work out how we're going to get there, but I want to know what's your why, essentially. You know, what is the why? Why do you want to do this?
Yeah, and when you challenge people about it, they don't like. Sometimes they go, "Oh, I wasn't expecting you to ask me that question." I was like, "Yeah, but do you see why I'm asking you?"
Yeah, it's like, do you understand that?
Not in a patronizing way, but it does get people thinking. You know, oh yeah, why do I actually want to make this? Like, what do I want to make people feel? Yeah.
I can imagine. What's away from the corporate or the Pink Sphynx side, I suppose. What's been your favorite piece that you've made yourself? Just this little, like any little passion projects at any point. Where have you gone? Here's one. That's the bit I'm really proud of. I really love that, and you'll go back, because I find you'll go back and watch some of your own stuff every so often. Everyone will, whether they'll admit it or not. You do watch your own stuff.
To be fair, like going back, I do cringe a lot in my earlier stuff, but one bit that I'm really proud of, probably this year's, well, now last year's 48-hour film festival for Aberdeen. That was really cool because it was my first time directing a team. Like I've obviously directed clients and things like that, but like this was like a proper crew, I guess. And it was trying to get my idea from paper to the screen, but obviously with the ridiculous time pressures of doing it in 48 hours.
Yes.
So stressful. Don't recommend. But also do recommend, because the festival's amazing.
Yeah.
If you're anyone interested in film, you should definitely do it, because it's a baptism of fire.
Yeah.
And it's great fun. But I think my film turned out really well. The team worked super well. We got wrapped at 8 o'clock. And we had an editor on site who was like editing as the day went on. So that took a lot of the pressure off.
Yeah.
So then on Sunday it was really chill. Everybody just came in and we all sort of edited it together. And we ended up winning a few awards at the showcase, I guess.
Yeah.
The following week. I was just super proud of everybody who put their heart and soul into the film, because, well, you know, it's your vision as the director to try and make it all become a thing.
Yeah.
And it was all done with like local people and my friends who are also really into the industry and film and really want Aberdeen to shine in that respect.
Yeah.
So
It needs to do.
so that was that was one of my prouder ones that I've sort of done as a team. But then I guess like a solo project that I've done for a client. I did a Christmas ad for TMM recruitment in 2024, which was a sort of spin on Fairy Tale of New York. It was called A Scary Tale of New Work. And it was about someone who'd like lost their job and had to try and get a new job, and TMM came in and helped them get that job. And it was like a parody that I did with actors, and it was just me. And we got to go to a studio and we got to record the song and everything, and then filmed it all in a day. And obviously, as winter the window is so short with light, that was super stressful. But the team there were phenomenal.
I like giving yourself short time frames to work in here.
Do,
I'm spotting a trend here. There seems to be a lot of, you've gone from like doing 24 hours filming it in a day to 48 hours, giving yourself an extra day.
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit of breathing room to go in. Do you work better under those kind of time constraints, do you think? As someone who likes to work with, you know, to-do lists and tasks and things to tick off, does having, maybe not quite that restrictive, but was having that sort of restricted timeline help you focus a little bit more on getting the work done?
I think so, yeah. I think it does, because it's so like the deadline is just so close.
Yeah.
So you kind of
Looking at it good, it's now.
oh wow, that is soon. Yeah. So you do. I don't know if other people are like that, but there's something about it. You just knowing that, if you miss that deadline or the client's like, we need it out now. It's kind of like there's nothing more pressing than that. Someone's relying on you and waiting for you to get it in. So I do guess I work a bit better under pressure. I wouldn't choose it.
Not intentional.
Not intentional. I do like a bit of breathing room because sometimes, like, I guess creative people in general, you hit these walls sometimes where you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't even fathom or think how to get past this wall, and you need to take a few days out, do something else, come back to it, and then it just relights a new spark, so
a fresh pair of eyes with a rested brain.
Yes, so it is a bit of that. I do prefer those moments when I do have some breathing room and I can go away and come back. But yeah, it just depends the scenario, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you find that stepping away from, when you hit that wall, so to speak, do you find that stepping away from working on stuff completely is the way to do it, or just shifting your focus onto a different project or a different job or a different aspect of it helps, or do you just need that complete break away from work altogether?
I wish I could have more of that, that break from work, to be honest. It's mainly just going away and doing different tasks, to be honest, because there's always something else that could be getting done, whether it's admin or finance or maybe a post about yourself every once in a while.
Yes.
Shouting about what you're doing.
Yeah, they come in handy.
Because you do, as a self-employed person, you forget to shout about yourself sometimes. So yeah, I do tend to take a break, maybe work on something else that needs done, and then go back to it. I do like to say to myself in my spare time, I will do more passion projects and things, but you're just so creatively drained that by the time it comes to your free time or whatever, you can't, like, I personally can't think of anything else but just actually just completely switch off, whether that's the gym or watching a film or, a show, something that just switches me off completely. Otherwise, I just will probably...
Yeah, the creative brain never seems to shut up, ever. I mean, we've had multiple different... Like, this is becoming a podcast for the creatives going forward, because that's kind of our... Like you were saying, Aberdeen needs a spotlight shone on it when it comes to the creative side of things, and it's what we're trying to do with this. We've got a screenwriter coming in at the end of this week to do a podcast with us. We've got Ross Milne coming back in from Grow Schools, or G1 GI filmmaker, whatever he's calling himself online these days. Obviously, we've had Kieran Williamson on before, who did his film last year. Creativity is a thing where the brain just never stops. Hannah Adams from Heyday Digital Agency came in marketing. And like you were just saying there about remembering to post about yourself, I asked her, is that the one thing that a marketing agency never seems to do very well, is market themselves? And I think videography and creative kind of falls into it as well. You spend so much time promoting everyone else's content. Yes, you've made it for them, but you're promoting them. You're still promoting their brand and what they've done and what they're selling, that you forget to take that time to talk about yourself as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's a difficult one to juggle, because social media, it's a full-time job in itself. There's a reason why people hire
social media managers and your marketers and all sorts.
It's just a lot, and hats off to them, because it is a lot. So I try not to stress myself too much about it. I just post as and when I feel like it, because it's not worth the stress for me.
Do you find that posting on social media does bring more eyes to your work? Does it actually develop more work for you, or do you think it just brings more eyes to your content and gets it seen a bit more?
I think it's both, to be honest. A lot of my traffic comes through LinkedIn. Instagram, not so much. It's more like the pretty stuff probably that goes there, or the behind the scenes kind of stuff. But LinkedIn is probably where the most of my traffic comes from. But I find that when businesses tag me in things and say, we had Erin in to do XYZ or whatever, that helps a lot. But also people just seeing the final article, if the business has got a big enough following, it automatically kind of entices people, oh, who got you to do that kind of thing, and I think I've been super, super lucky that I've only ever had to rely on word of mouth. Like, I've never had paid advertising or anything like that, so something must be working.
Well, this is it, and that word of mouth is probably the best form of marketing that you can ever get, because it is one of those, people can talk about, we had this person in, show them this is what they did. And it's through that personal connection, that communication that businesses have with each other, where, those brands that they're bringing in, those companies or small businesses that they're bringing in to work with them, will gain more business. It's very rare, we've found anyway, that we'll get people wanting to come on the show through us posting it on LinkedIn or putting shorts or clips onto TikTok or YouTube or whatever we do with it. It's through the people that have come in before, talking to other businesses and saying, hey, there's a podcast, I go and talk to those guys, go and do something with them. That word of mouth is so... And LinkedIn, again, is just an underutilized tool for people now.
100%.
I'm part of a Facebook videographers group. Videography is not my thing, I should say. I am an audio buff more than I am anything else. I will make things sound great, never look great. Ever. I can't do it. I've got a nice camera-ish, but just not these ones that we record with in here. But I joined the videography group because I want to learn a bit more about it. And someone posted in there recently, what has been your most successful social media platform that they've used? And barely anyone mentioned LinkedIn.
Okay.
Like, it just seems to be underused. Like, I get it's corporate Facebook.
Yeah.
Just
No,
that's the most accurate description I can give it. It has small games that you can take part in if you wish to, and you have a spare 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll have people posting and reposting things and sharing for everywhere else. There's occasional pictures of animals. And other than that, it's just a lot of posts that you sometimes have to read too much of and can't be bothered scrolling all the way through. But it works.
It does work, yeah. I do think it is taking a bit of a turn, LinkedIn. I do think it is becoming more of a social platform, whereas it used to be not that.
Yeah.
And I think if you're posting something that breaks the ice a little bit on LinkedIn, that's different, it gets people to stop.
Yeah.
And if you, like, my Christmas ad that I did for funds, which was a bad idea because I was swamped with stuff, but I really wanted to do a Christmas advert. It's still getting comments and likes today.
Yeah.
And it's, approaching February and it's crazy that it's still getting interaction. But it's one of my higher performing posts. And I think key is there's a story there.
Yeah.
It's a bit different. It's, people want to find out what happened at the end, So...
What was he looking to get from, again, spoilers, that's more recent. What was he looking to get? What did he want to buy? That, why was he trying to get this money? Who did he want to buy it for? What was it? It's a wonderful story.
Oh, thanks. I can't take all the credit. I did it with some friends, Pink Sphynx Media and Jamie and my friend Joe.
Is that Jamie Sundance?
No, it's Jamie.
I saw he did the trailer for your...
Yes.
Yeah.
he was my editor for the Getaway, so shout out Jamie. No,
man who literally dresses like he should be at Sundance half the time. The epitome of a director.
It was Jamie Allen who helped me. And they're a great bunch of creatives. Love them all so much. And so without them, I couldn't have done that because it was, again, a little short time frame. But again,
the trend continues.
Where was I going with that? What was the question? Oh yes, you were asking me about what you wanted. So
yeah, that was the story that was being told through it. I think it's
he was basically framed in a way that he looked like he was a boy who just wanted to buy like all the things and all the toys for himself, and his dad was saying, no, you can't have this, you can't buy that, can't have that. He goes home and he counts all his money, but he's short some cash and he doesn't quite have enough, and then he finds a £1 coin on the floor just by chance, and goes, oh my God, I've got enough money. And he runs to the store that he was looking in, and he buys a toy, later to find out that he actually bought his sister a doll instead of himself.
Yeah.
It was framed in a way that he would want a T-Rex toy that was in the window. But so when I pitched that idea to the family I used, the mum was crying her eyes out. She was like, this is so sweet. I'm absolutely so into it. So I don't think her kids quite knew how much work was going to be involved that day, but they gave it such a good bash and they did so well, and they had so much positive feedback. Yeah. And they're not actors, like none of them are actors, so they did really well.
It was a beautiful, just that short, captivating, it came together really, really nicely.
Thank you.
I will freely admit, and this is confession time for me, I have a playlist on YouTube that gets me through the day when I'm like pausing for lunch or doing anything else, And right now, the two main videos in it are that advert and your show reel from last year. So they start off this playlist.
Nice.
So if you're noticing the views going up every week on the YouTube channel,
It's just you.
Genuinely, I sit, so you can't see it on this camera angle. There's a desk that I work at and then a table that we usually sit and have coffee at, which is where I insist on sitting when I'm having my lunch while I'm in the office so that I'm not just sitting at the desk. And I hit play on my screen to get the video that will keep me going in the background. And that playlist is I like keeping short content on it because it keeps me engaged a little bit more and reminds me, if I put on an hour-long video, I'm going to be sitting at that table for an hour watching the entire thing. But it just keeps little short films going on. So I've got yourself on there, a couple of guys I used to work with or study with at college, and even some of Kieran's stuff's on there. Finley getting tattooed, which is still gold. And I believe you shot that one, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good fun.
Yeah. And it must be an interesting experience filming someone getting a tattoo. Is that someone you'd done before?
No, first time. First time for everything, to be honest. Like, this is what I love about doing this job. It literally, it could go any way.
Yeah.
And it's so great because it's just unpredictable at times. And, 1 minute you're in a corporate office, the next minute you're in a tattoo shop. Like, it just depends what is going on that week.
Yeah.
So
Ever changing. It never seems to be the same thing week in, week out.
no, it doesn't get boring.
Yeah.
It doesn't get boring. And this is another thing why I don't think I do weddings, because I do think it would become repetitive.
Yeah. As much as every wedding's different, it's still kind of every day follows the same kind of routine, the same structure. That's the word.
Structure, timings, that kind of thing. So nothing against.
Did you have a videographer at your own wedding?
No. No.
It's like, no, I will not inflict that punishment on anyone.
There were so many people that was like, well, who are you going to get? You must be clued up on who you're going to get. And I was like, nobody, because I know how much effort it is and I'm just not putting myself through it.
Yeah, I'm not putting myself through that, and I don't want to punish any videographer by saying, come do this, because you'd have probably been judging the whole time. You'd watch them set up a camera going, why are they shooting from that angle?
Yeah, you know what? People said I would do that, but I don't think I would have. I was an emotional wreck at my wedding. So I was way too focused on what I had to do. And to be honest, the fact that that's not captured in footage is probably...
It's probably for the better. There's
some pretty ugly photos of me crying, but yeah, they're all happy tears. I promise.
I'm saying nothing about my wedding photos. I think the divorce ones that came afterwards probably came out better. So the entire filmmaking process, you've mentioned obviously working to tighter deadlines can be challenging, but also benefit because you work into that stricter schedule. Is there a part of the process that you enjoy more than anything else? Obviously, you do a lot of pre-production, production, post-production. Is there a part of that you feel is not your stronger side, but a bit where you go, right, this is where I really get to knuckle in and do what I enjoy doing?
Yeah, probably the edit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love the editing process because I think it's just the final straw. Like, you've seen everything. You have everything in front of you. And whether that's good or bad, you have to make it look good. And you are forced to, like we said, tell a story out of what you've got. And I love that challenge. And it's quite nice to actually do a piece to music. I quite enjoy editing to music.
Yeah.
It can get a bit tedious, like listening to interviews sometimes, because I've interviewed people for hours and it like cutting it down is really hard.
Yeah.
And trying, like, some people will speak absolute golden and have so many things that I want to include, but time frames just don't allow. And that is a really horrible part of my job that I don't like doing, is cutting people out or things they're saying out. But you've got to kill your babies.
Yeah.
And you've got to make that decision of what's going to benefit the story. You know?
What can move the story forward? What tells this in the most succinct way possible?
And that's, you get so sucked into the edit that when you go away and come back, one bit I was so set on keeping, you look at it and go, oh, actually, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
100%.
Yeah, I do love the editing process.
Do you think it's easier to edit stuff that you've been involved in shooting or editing stuff that someone else has shot? Like, how much of a hassle is that, or how much experience do you have from having to edit something where you've had no involvement in the shooting process I personally, I'm not a massive fan of editing something that someone else has shot because my brain just constantly goes, oh, great, well, why have they done this? Why is that there? What else have they done? How much of a challenge is that? Or have you worked on edits for other people's projects before?
Yeah, I've done both.
Yeah.
I do my own, but I've also done for people, and it just depends what you get given. Like, sometimes I've been given iPhone footage that's been filmed by a guy in the office who's given literally 2 minutes thought about this. And then the other side of it, I've had, videographers who also do what I do, who filmed a conference or whatever, and they've given me the stuff and they go, okay, make a highlight video out of this. I will say it's easier for the people who know what they're doing.
Yes.
Because they give you enough stuff to work with, for sure. The office content, though, that's hard work. That's like when somebody's like, oh, we've got our own stuff that we can give you. I'm like, okay. Just looking through it. Oh, man.
The alarm instantly starts going off. Going, uh-oh.
Like, please.
Yeah.
Please say they filmed in vertical. No, like landscape or whatever, because they want an event video or something. And
it's
like,
everyone's in tall vision.
Oh.
Everyone's favorite tall vision.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I would probably think editing my own stuff is probably the easiest, I guess, because then, like, I know what I'm working with. But then again, if I get given footage that's not mine, the person who's receiving the final product can't really be picky or annoyed at what they get because it's what they've provided for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, why is that shot not in there? Oh, it's because you didn't give me it.
It's like, because why is it not in there? Because it wasn't in here when you sent it to me.
Whereas there is a lot more pressure if you're filming it all yourself, and then say you miss that shot and they go, okay, where is it then? And you go,
yeah. It's that extra stickler for making sure that you get everything on the day.
Yeah.
Like you say, we haven't shot any videos. We have we have edited one where someone else shot it and it was their first time shooting a wedding.
Okay.
And it did take a long time for us to get that final piece because it was like, there's so much stuff missing. Where's the audio?
You've got a lot of trust is in the person who's doing it for you, to make sure it's all there.
Yeah, I think that person has now said they're never going to film weddings and just stick to photography. They're just going to stick to photography side of it instead of the videography side instead, which is fair.
Maybe the better. I have done the opposite as well, where I'm filming and then giving to another editor.
Yeah.
And that's when I meet people and I'm like, right, give me an absolute list.
Yeah.
This is my, perfectionist side coming in, because not only am I shooting for another editor who will do whatever they want with the footage, I'm also like, tell me what you want so that I don't miss it for you.
Yeah. There must be a lot of trust. Do you have, so when it comes to that side of things, obviously you love the editing process, but do you have like a core group of people like you worked on for your own advert that you can rely on to help out or go to if you're like, I need this done or I need that done? Is there that sort of core group of people that you stick with or try to stick with to make sure you've got people who at least can work to your kind of vision for things? Yeah,
for sure. I've not necessarily done it in the corporate space yet. I've only ever done it for the filming space, like short film space, but that's just because for film you do just need a big team of people, and you do have to just trust everybody on it because they've all got their own job and their own role, and you just got to go, okay, they're going to do it.
They know what they're doing.
And I'm terrible for that. I'm terrible for like, no, it's fine, I'll just wear every single hat.
That micromanaging of I can do everything.
Yeah. And I need to get better at that, like letting go of that hats and trusting people to do it for me. So I've actually not delegated as much probably in that space in the corporate side, but definitely in the filmmaking side. Is
that something you're finding comes a little bit easier as time goes on and the more projects you work on, or is it getting harder and harder because you keep wearing all those hats on all the projects that it's now at the point where like, well, I've done it this long, I can keep doing it going forward now?
Yeah, I know. It is getting a little bit easier. It's getting to the point I actually think where I'm gonna have to probably take someone on hopefully this year, because it is just getting to the point where I'm not going to grow anymore if I don't have someone else helping me with these projects or helping me on shoots, even with like equipment and stuff like that, being a runner, or even asking interview questions like on the fly. A lot of the time it's organizers of the event and stuff that help me do that, but I think having just that extra person would not only help free the client up, it would, you know, help me a lot.
Yeah.
For
share the workload.
share the workload, yeah. It's just finding that right person, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever thought about coming from, obviously you work from home for yourself just now. Have you ever thought about having that own space somewhere where you can do, like if the talking head things are being done and you're not able to do it in their office for whatever reason, or having a space away from home where you can, I suppose, have that separation of work life, home life, distance yourself? Is having your own space something you've thought about?
yeah, I mean, I've definitely thought about it. It's just trying to justify the cost, I guess, because it can be quite expensive. And I question myself of like, am I more motivated at home
Yeah.
than I am going into town? I feel like if I was going into town, I'd probably try and make a lot of excuses and distractions for myself. But I also do, I can have a quite an predictable, what's the word? Have a,
Too late in the day.
it's too late. I have an unpredictable schedule sometimes.
Yeah.
So having the flexibility to just, you know, nip through to my office or whatever, in my house or whatever, finish emails late or whatever.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm trying to get better at doing, the work-life balance thing.
Yes.
But, you know, it's the convenience of it being there.
Yeah.
And I think now that I've moved and I've got my own space now, it'll be easier to shut the door and say, you know,
Yeah.
I'm really lucky in the sense that I've got a lot of contacts in the media space that if I did ever need an office or I did need a space, like they'd be more than happy to help me
Yeah.
facilitate that. So it has been a discussion with me and like some other creatives that it would be so fun to have just one giant office that was like a floor of creative people, like all in different, you know, talking like architecture, journalism, videography, photography, you know, just space for people to do stuff, you know. So it is on the cards. It's just, I guess, if it would be utilized in the right way or enough to justify it, I guess.
The creative cafe is something I had on my mind for the longest time, of just a space where there's a couple of separate sort of pods almost within a big wide open space. A big office space, a big container, a big warehouse, whatever we want to call it. A couple of pods in corners or spaces where people can create, record, do whatever they want to do, lights up, green screens, do whatever they want to do, but primarily a socializing space for creatives. Because it's that sharing of ideas that can lead to so many other projects and development of the creative sector, I suppose.
100%.
And I don't think there's anywhere, not that we're aware of anyway, that really provides a social space for creatives to gather. You know, there's always these corporate events where people can go to networking and do that, but obviously Creative Aberdeen now exists, which is doing what it can to do it. Aberdeen Animates is coming up this year in April, which is going to be a massive thing for people to come along to. But I think there needs to be more of that, not just as a one-off, an actual space where people can go and congregate and spend time. Do you think that would actually benefit people of the scene as a whole?
Yeah, I do, because that's something that I've thought about too, and I think a lot of creatives probably have had the same idea, but it's just, again, probably generating the funds and the realist, what's the word, like getting the logistics together to actually make that happen and making it feasible, you know. And would it have to be a thing where it's a business itself, you know, like how does it run and how do you get the income to keep it a space that people can use, you know? Is it everybody pays digs, or is it a free space for everybody to use, but a couple of people pay for it for everyone, you know? So it's one of those like really difficult things, I suppose.
Finding a way to make it sustainable.
But I do think it's needed. I definitely do think it's something that would help.
Yeah.
And entice people to stay here as well.
That's such a big thing. Retention of creatives in Aberdeen is such a big issue. We do a lot to like create and train and develop creatives. More could still be done, but there's nothing done to retain creatives in Aberdeen. I think we're still stuck in this void of, we're an oil and gas industry in Aberdeen. And yes, we are primarily that as a city, but we're not going to be forever.
No.
And we don't seem to know what comes next.
No, 100%.
And I think the creative thing is something that could be built and developed a lot further, but I don't know. What do you see the future as? Never mind for yourself or for Pink Sphynx just yet. We'll get to that just shortly, but what do you see the future of Aberdeen as from a creative side of things?
I really do, like, I know I haven't been at this long, But I do think it's one of the reasons why I went self-employed, because I'm a strong believer that for things to get better, you have to stay and help make it better. And if all the creatives leave, then it's just going to be continuing to be the same cycle of Aberdeen's energy-based, which is not a bad thing, but I think it is slowly getting there. I'm noticing a lot more people wanting to stay, or more opportunities popping up. Like you're saying, Creative Aberdeen, there's the Crow House organization as well. They're doing short films now and like really trying to shine a light on how creative pools in Aberdeen, like how many there is. There's so many. And I was one of those people that didn't want to move. Like as someone who grew up in the Northeast and really loves the city, it's like, why should I be forced to move somewhere to do the thing that I like doing? So that's one of my things, is to try and like help retain and stay here. So I do think it's in the right direction. I do think it's getting better. I do think it's got a long way to go, but every little helps, right? So
exactly. Well, I think, Joseph, that's one thing I would say about a lot of the work that you've produced, is it does a lot to, yes, the work itself, the stories that it tells are great, but it tells stories about the area that they're created in as well. You know, let's say you've used small businesses in your own advert, vintage toys for your Christmas one. TMM is obviously Aberdeen based, and you've done some of this. I think one of the running ones was done down at Pataudry as well for a bit.
Yeah.
Even the short film that you did for the 48-hour film festival still showcased parts of Aberdeen that people don't utilise and explore. Aberdeen's got so much that it can do and show to the world. I don't want Film City in Aberdeen. I want Aberdeen's own version of whatever Film City is and what it could be. And I think there needs to be a shift in the mindset of what Aberdeen can be after the oil and gas afterwards, to find its footing, as it were.
100%. It's like, you go walk before you can crawl. Was it?
Walk before you can run. I mean, walking before you can crawl is another skill. That's a whole other...
Can you tell sayings are not my thing?
That sounds more like a Saturday night on Union Street, if I'm honest. Some people need to learn to walk, but they can't, so they're just crawling up Union Street instead as they go. What's next then? Obviously, you've mentioned, hoping to take someone on this year. Potential for your own space or whatever going forward further down the line. What's the short-term aim for you with Pink Sphynx then? What's next on the agenda? Any more short film festivals?
Well, there is talk of trying to get the Braveheart Award, which is the 48-hour film festival equivalent of going to all 4 cities and doing a film for each city, which is nuts. But good nuts, love it. So that would be fun. So there's a few of us speaking about potentially doing that.
Okay.
But short term is, I think, just, cracking on with what's coming up. But also, I think, is probably looking for someone, or starting to put the things in place to try and get someone on board part-time. Because you got to take that jump at some point, right?
Yeah.
So it's getting to the point, I think, where if I do want bigger things for company, then I'm going to have to take that jump at some point. So
take the leap and look for something else.
Yeah.
Well, not for something else, for someone else.
Someone else, yes. So
is there any specific field you would look to bring someone in, do you think? Is it looking for another videographer to come in and help out, or are you looking for a jack of all trades, as it were?
It sounds so bad, but just like another me.
Someone else who can wear all the hats.
But in this sense, not the sense of like they've got to match me in any way. I mean, just someone who's hardworking, willing to put the work in, someone who is keen to learn, because everybody starts somewhere, and I started and learned everything from myself, and from like just other people around me. So if I can give that back to somebody else, that would be great. And build films and storytelling together would be good.
I think that's a big thing for a lot of not just businesses, but creatives as a whole to do, is about knowing that there's a lot of gatekeeping done, I think, within a lot of the stuff. There's a lot of, you try and go to someone from, I get people aren't going to try and help their competition so much. But when we're at the level we're at just now, competition kills everyone. Collaboration is what will actually get us to the point where we all want to be.
100%.
And that collaboration includes working with, like I've been back to the college a few times to talk, and we offer up this space for college students if they want to come in and record podcasts, record interviews that they do for their courses, whatever. come in and use it. We won't charge the college students if it's part of their coursework because they need somewhere to do these things that aren't always available. But that collaboration has to begin from every single level. It can't just be at the bottom. It can't just be at the top. Everyone has to start pulling together if we want the creative scene to flourish a little bit in the city.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, let's hope they can actually start to do it. Goodness me. Well, obviously you've got a busy period coming up, as everyone seems to have just now with the creative side of things. Is there anything specific that you want to promote just now, or anything in particular that you think, keep your eyes out for our social medias for this, because this is going to be quite cool? Any of your own projects? Because I know there's at least 20 of them rattling around up there, doesn't there?
There's definitely projects rattling around. Nothing sort of major to look out for. It's mainly, again, more client things, but their deadlines aren't until a lot later, a few months away probably. So, yeah, I guess just keep your eyes out for potential job adverts.
You heard it.
If anyone, that's me committing now.
That's it. It's done now.
Like, I'm out.
This is going out next Monday, by the way, so you've got about a week. We're recording this at the end of January. It's going out the first week of February, so you've got a week to put that in place.
So, Erin, remember when you said on that podcast that you were going to start wearing less hats and give it to someone else?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I know. I do. It is one of those things, but that's probably the main thing is coming up. And then just the occasional social post, I guess.
That's the first thing you need to get someone on board doing your own socials.
Doing my own socials, yeah.
Get someone to do your socials for you. Even if it's just taking a photo of you sitting at a desk doing something. Hard at work, yet again. Get something done at the work. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you in chatting to us. Thank you for it. And the time that you spend creating what you do is time well spent, because it is content that resonates, I think, with the creative scene and with locals in Aberdeen as well. People who are always deemed as the Abermoners in the city centre love to see content that promotes their city and tells a story that they can connect with within their city. And I think that's something that you do incredibly well. And yeah, like I said, there's a reason that this kind of stuff is on the stuff that I will watch back continuously, because storytelling is what matters. And you tell a damn good story. Right?
Oh, thanks.
All right. Listen, we will have you back in again at some point in the future once the next film festival has passed and you've burnt yourself out sufficiently in that short
Yeah,
space.
sounds good.
Or if you want to, use our space and conduct interviews for the next person you're hiring as you come in. Where can people find you online to keep up to date with Pink Sphynx?
I'm on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, and the handle is Pink Sphynx Media.
And go on to YouTube and watch the videos.
Yeah, I'm also on YouTube too. I have to put a plug here right now and say that I'm not so great for keeping things up to date sometimes. So if you see stuff on there that looks a bit outdated, it will be refreshed.
If you want to see last year's content, go online just now. If you want to see this year's content, follow it now and you'll catch up with it in a few months when you caught up with posting on
when
stuff.
I have time.
Yes, when you're next available and able to do these things, and take one of the hats off and remember that this hat's under there too, and have to wear this hat at the same time and put them on. But no, genuinely, it's been a pleasure having you in. Thank you for coming in and chatting to us.
So much. It's been
And
great.
all the best with Pink Sphynx going forward. I will keep the videos in the playlist, and again, I'll keep the views ticking up. We'll get you a YouTube partner and make another bit of monetization off of that instead. Thank you to everyone who has watched today's episode or listened. If you do so on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can follow us on all of the social medias. I think apart from Facebook, it's one of the only ones we're not on, because I try and avoid Facebook like the plague just now. Just look for SZN Media Limited. You will find us across there. If you have any suggestions for a future guest, or if you yourself think, hey, I could be quite good coming on and doing the talky thing on here, send us an email, info@sznmedialimited.co.uk. And I'm not going to lie, it'll probably be Zara that gets back to you, because I'm useless at replying to emails. I do this thing. She's great at admin and 3D animation. We'll be back next week with another episode. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. We'll see you in a week's time. Bye.